Great. Okay, let's go. It's the Thrifty Bathurst 500. We've got Brock Feeney, Will Brown, and Chaz Mostert joining us for a Saturday press conference off the back of the very first race. I'll start with Brock. Congratulations, mate. That was a ripping way to start the year. And championship leader as well, so get some orange numbers. That's a pretty cool feeling for tomorrow, hey?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Obviously, just great to be here. It's been a pretty good couple of weeks for our team, but to roll out real strong this weekend for both myself and Will, been real fast over the weekend. For him to get the pole and then 1-2 in the race is awesome. So, chuffed for the team. They've put a big effort in to build 2 new cars this year, and yeah, what a great way to start. I'm pretty excited to see some orange numbers on the car tomorrow. And we want to keep them.
I bet. The three of you having a bit of a laugh about the race starts earlier. Just how hectic was that first sort of 300-metre run down to the first corner and trying to keep an eye on your mirrors?
Yeah, well, pretty embarrassing for me and Will. We just did not move. We always know Chaz is a good starter, so thankfully we both got a bad start and could put the block on. But yeah, we were like NASCAR drafting up into turn 2, so yeah, pretty wild. And then it sort of settled down from there and we just got on as a normal race.
Leading the team's championship as well, which is surprising that we'd ever be talking about that at the first round, but I guess that's how important the live championship order will be this year, hey?
Yeah, for sure. We just spoke about that on the way up here. Obviously, we just want to have a real solid day tomorrow to try and get back to the front of pit lane. It's where everyone wants to be. So it's great that we've had a good run as a team this weekend. Will's been driving awesome, so it's been great to push each other forward, and we hope we can do that again tomorrow.
Will, 1-2s at the old team for you were something that we saw a fair bit of as well. So how does it feel in Red Bull colours, finishing 1-2 at such an important event of the year?
Yeah, it's awesome to roll out this strong and have both cars up the front is great. You know, for me last year, I didn't roll out that great for the first round, then built on it from there. So to have this strong result straight out the gate is awesome. So, yeah, hopefully we can keep it rolling and keep that going tomorrow.
You often hear drivers when they join 888, they go, okay, I understand it now. I get why they've won as much as they've won. Have you noticed some of those things yourself this week?
Yeah, I think I noticed it before this week, to be honest. Just walking through the doors and seeing the personnel they have and experience they have there is fantastic. So, yeah, I think they're giving me the things I need to be able to win. But, yeah, it's been awesome to work with everyone there. They do such a good job. Great working with Brock. But, yeah, it's just been really cool so far.
Okay, mate, I'll take it over to Chaz. First of all, you had a few words to Rihanna about the start, but just a little bit more if you could elaborate just how much a run you had on these guys, but just nowhere to go.
Light went out, they didn't go anywhere. So, don't know what else to really add. But the new cars are definitely wider than the old cars, so I couldn't really pick a lane. I was trying to go dart to the inside, and I see this Toowoomba guy down here look in his mirror and dart left, and then I tried to go to the middle, and they both come in like a meat sandwich, so unfortunately I had to lift. But, yeah, it was, I don't know, I didn't really like the start, to be honest. I think for when we get back here in October, we should all make the Coe start.
I don't like your chances on that one. The rest of the race from there, from your point of view?
Yeah, look, the guys gave me a mega car. I don't know how I was feeling for practice 1, 2. Bathurst always throws conditions at you, what you don't really want. So I didn't think we really rolled out that strong, but Sam and the team did a lot of analysis really quick back-to-back between sessions. Obviously, we didn't really know where we were till probably qualifying, but the car felt pretty good, and I think we've even made it a little bit better again. So, yeah, car was a lot of fun to drive. It's probably should have bit my tongue a little bit more, but this is probably the funnest I've had driving this car. So, yeah, which is quite surprising on the hard tyre.
Yeah, right. And the relationship between you and Sam after one race?
Yeah, it seems pretty good. Yeah, it was good to see a smile on his face and get our first trophy off the back straight away at the first race. So we want to keep building on that and go from there.
Nicely done, mate. Congratulations today. We'll open it right up to our journos in the room.
Brock, I'm sure you've been asked about this all weekend, but does coming out to here today with the win kind of feel like a monkey off your back, especially after last year?
Not so much. I mean, obviously it's fantastic to get one. Hopefully we don't get protested tonight and don't lose our championship lead. But
did you do something wrong?
I didn't do anything wrong.
You can tell me. I won't tell anyone.
Yeah, I'm sure. No, so obviously it's great. We had a great start last year. Unfortunately, we lost those points. So to get the ball rolling nice and early is awesome. And we're just looking forward, as Will said, just to keep building on this. And it's great to get a win nice and early in the year.
And Chaz, you had your young teammate ruled out pretty early on in the race. Have you spoken to him? He must be just Devo.
Yeah, I briefly chatted to him in the truck. I think there was about a year period where from 13, 14 and 15, my first 3 years, I think I came out of the championship round 20th in the championship. So it's a pretty big step up for him. Just super unlucky today. I haven't actually seen what happened, but he just kind of said he got a bit of a meat in the sandwich into turn one. But he showed amazing speed, through qualifying, what he's done through practice. He's keeping me really honest. So he's, I guess, trying to just get in his head. Look, what you're doing in your first race is pretty impressive. I mean, he's come from 1 year of development series straight into Gen 3 cars this year, and they haven't been the easiest transition car for us all last year. But what he's showing is something pretty special, and I think he's going to pretty much light this championship up when he has a little bit of luck his way.
Will, tough back half of 2023 for you. I think that's your first podium in 11 Supercars races. Any sense of relief or proving a point or anything like that?
Oh, I think it was great to go out and get on the podium. That's what I was always looking to do, and try and get a race win. Unfortunately, we didn't get that, but Brock did. But it's pretty cool to come out, and I think I knew this year that we'd roll out pretty strong.
And Chaz, I think you alluded to it a couple of times, but the Mustang's generally a bit slower into the speed trap. Yours in particular. What's your read on engine performance, Mustang relative to Camaro at the moment?
Well, first of all, I think what the Supercars have done in the break, from the aero point of view, was pretty amazing. I thought the cars looked quite balanced across the top when I, was quite close enough to the other guys at the start. But yeah, the speed trap numbers don't lie. There's still, my personal opinion, we need to do a bit more in that area.
Just noticing yours in particular. I mean, were you running particularly high downforce, given how quick you were across the top and how much slower down the chute?
I wouldn't think anything different than anyone else that I can see out there. But at the end of the day, I kind of ran in that middle part of the race by myself. So I was punching my own air for a lot of it. But that safety car restart and the start of the race, I thought was pretty telltale.
Chazzy, any sense of disappointment with the way the race finished? And I heard you going in here early saying you were taking big risks. Did you leave anything behind in the last few laps?
Nah, I was trying my hardest to catch the guys at the front, but even if I got to them, I didn't think I would probably have much for them, especially after the start of the race. But my car was really good. I really appreciate WAU. They gave me probably the best car that I've had in Gen 3 era. That was a lot of fun to drive, but just Bathurst is one of those tracks that really highlight a few things.
Without being unkind, you've been known for blowing the back tyres off in the last while. What's changed that you didn't blow the back tyres off today?
That's a good question. I don't know. I probably still blew them off. I was still trying to catch the guys at the front, but I don't know. Like I said, the guys actually gave me such an amazing car. The thing was really, really fun to drive. A bit different driving style than what I would normally be used to in this car. So, Sam as well has been coaching me a lot. It's funny. Probably the difference between Adam and Scaff is Adam had 10 years of me probably believing in me too much, to a point that we probably the last couple of years never believed to probably, have the hard word with me to say you need to try and change something like that. But ever since Scaff kind of come on board at the test day, he's come in with a fresh set of eyes and fresh face, and no doubt, like you said, are pretty good at blowing the rear tyres off. And it was probably one of the first chats we had at the test day. So he's keeping me honest to a point. I am trying to drive a little bit different, even when you get to my age and you feel like, the old buck sitting up here with a couple of young hard chargers, Woody, in the team as well. You can always learn something as a race car driver, and I think you get to a point at the end of your career, the day you don't learn anything is the day you should hang up your helmet.
For all of you, we've now had the full course yellow in an actual Supercars race for the first time. How did you all think it went? And starting with Brock as well, comparing with how it's used overseas and how it's used here, please.
Yeah, I mean, I think the tyre scenario is probably the perfect example for when it should be used. Look, I think they're going to try and, if there's a problem like there was at the end of the race, it's 100% a safety car. But I think for something that's not too hard to pick up off the track, I think it worked well. Obviously, for us, we got to get familiar with how quick we can stop these cars within that time. So it's a bit tricky, especially on a track like this across the top of the mountain. You're trying to race and trying to maximise it. But, compared to everywhere else, it works fine. There's some little things are a little bit different. Overseas, you're allowed to race until the 0. But, yeah, I think it worked pretty well today.
I obviously, I've never used that system before, but I think everything worked pretty well today. And I think, everyone was pretty on it from what I could see from gaps and that under that side of it.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. The system I used over in Europe was like a separate module away from your dash. You're so used to seeing your race dash and all that information on there. Even when the background changes yellow and starts to see numbers and you're looking at speed and all that kind of stuff, it's a little bit full on that screen. The SPA system we used was amazing because it was like a little square, separate box that told you the countdown and the yellow flag and stuff like that. So for me, if I was to push a point, I'd try to push for that system because it's just a bit separate from it all. And maybe the thing we could do is probably push the full course yellow a little bit soon because I had a little Craig Lowndes moment at turn 2 where I decided to have a little scream.
How close did you get?
Pretty close, yeah. I was pretty much up on the inside curb with the rack stops on because the tyre was darting at me, so...
Did you get much warning from Sam on that one as well?
Yeah, he gave me a lot of warning pretty much as I was coming through turn 1. There was the fact there's a wheel running down the hill from the cutting. So I think in 15 seconds, if we activated it then, we probably, these guys probably would have still had it. But just thank God no one hit it.
Yep. I read a little bit of the stuff from the fans online. Nobody likes seeing a race finish under caution, obviously. Is there anything that can be done about it though, Brock?
Unless you extend the race. I don't really see what we could have probably done there at the end. There was people on the track at the end. Obviously they pulled the safety car off, so the safety car doesn't lead us over the line. But I'm not too sure what they could do there.
Anything that you would think of, Will? Like, I mean, other series have like a green-white checker, or is that too NASCAR doing something like that?
I think, unfortunately, it's just going to happen every now and then. If someone crashes on the last or second last lap, you're gonna finish under safety car. That's sort of how it is, unless you had to do one green lap at the end of the race or something like that. But you're sort of doing that for TV, I guess, which is quite risky for us. A lot of people trying to bomb each other on the last lap. But yeah, I think it was just unfortunate that it happened when it did.
Chaz, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think you can't be critical of supercars in this situation. I watched the 500 at the start of the week, and I think they had one car go across the line before they threw the caution because it started the last lap. It was all over. So even that finish kind of got robbed to a point. But at the end of the day, safety's the key. There's a poor car hanging out of the fence at the cutting. We have to be going slow, and we have to be under safety car conditions. So no, they didn't get the grandstand finish they wanted, but tomorrow is another opportunity. I think. From other than that, I don't know what race happened behind me, but I had a lot of fun behind the seat. So sorry if you're watching at home, you didn't have as much fun.
That was pretty good. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow as well, guys. Thank you for your time and can't wait to see you again.